Hey, you all, Carpetbagger here, coming to you live from the north, the great white north, here in Niagara Falls, Canada. And even more specifically than that, we are in front of Louie Tussauds Wax Museum, the wax chain owned by Ripley's, believe it or not. You can see the exterior here of Louie Tussauds Waxworks. You can see the rotating neon sign of Louie Tussauds himself, the wax worker. You can see there's a figure on a tightrope over across the road here coming out of Louie Tussauds. So let's head indoors. You can see that iconic tightrope walker over the street there as the cars drive underneath it. We peek in the window, we can see Tony Stark standing next to his greatest creation, the Iron Man. As we step inside, we see one of the newest figures, the Joe Biden figure. Of course, we're not even in the United States, we're actually in Canada, but still have the smiling Joe there to greet us. And here is Drake. Now, he actually is from Canada, Mr. Drake there. And then Ryan Reynolds. I don't know which country he's from. He could be from Canada. That's entirely possible. Look above the fireplace, the big sign there. There's a man hanging from the balcony. And hanging from the very tip top there, we have, I think that is Houdini hanging by his feet. And then I think these are European monarchs of some sort. Oh, look at that. Mr. Bill Gates, a very wealthy computer man. As he sits here next to all these apps floating behind his head. Now, a lot of the figures here do have name tags on them just to help you know who they are, but there's no mistaking that. That's Mr. Albert Einstein. Martha Stewart there just got her tape measure, working on her next project. She wants to measure me to make some new clothes for me. Got the DeLorean car there. Michael J. Fox getting ready to travel through time. One question, why does Marty McFly wear so many jackets? Where we're going, we don't need wax figures. We have the Louie Tussauds Star Scandal magazine. It says Celebrity Meltdowns. Get it? Meltdowns because they're made of wax. That's actually pretty funny. We got Miley Cyrus there giving us the peace sign. I think that's old school Miley before the change. And then Michael Jackson over here, who looks very cold and angry. There's Lucy getting ready to drink some of her Vitamita Vegemin there. And here's the man himself, Louie Tussauds. He's the grandson of Madame Tussauds. And says that the wax museum here, Louie Tussauds, opened in 1959, and it was the very first wax museum in Niagara Falls. Of course, there's other great wax museums now, but this was the first. Here's some life masks. We have Alfred Hitchcock right there, and then over here we have Kiefer Sutherland. Kiefer. Trademark out on the woo. Here's a wax boudoir doll. I guess it was a smaller version of the giant wax figures we see today. Guess we head up the stairs here. Good evening, Governor. I'm headed up this way. Some more life masks. We have Brendan Fraser and Gregory Peck. The selection here seems pretty random. And we have Lady Gaga. She's doing the Batman dance. What they call that, the Bat-Tusi. And Mr. Charlie Chaplin, they put the name tag on him so that kids don't think that he's Hitler. Now we head into the celebrity room as celebrities gather around the fountain. We got Madonna sitting there on the edge. So who do we have here? We have Miss Shania Twain, famed country music singer. Celine Dion, famed Titanic singer. And then Leonardo DiCaprio. He doesn't sing anything, but he acts in movies, and he acted in a movie about a boat that sank, and it made everyone sad. And there we have Britney Spears, free at last, free at last. Miss Christina Aguilera there, and then Taylor Swift. They both enjoy singing songs. Here we have Will Smith. I feel like I need to make a joke about slapping Chris Rock. Is there a Chris Rock wax figure in the house? Is there a Chris Rock? I will keep an eye out for Chris Rock, and maybe then I will make a joke about you slapping him. There's Jennifer Aniston with her famed haircut, the Rachel, which I think is actually coming back. I think kids like having the Rachel cut once again. And then Sarah Jessica Parker and Mr. Brad Pitt. I believe Miss Jennifer Aniston was the former girlfriend of one Bradrick Pitt. Mr. Eddie Murphy stars in many fine movies and does some comic stand-up as well. Julia Roberts here. She was in a movie where she was a sex worker. And then Peter Dinklage from the once great Game of Thrones, which was everyone's favorite show until the point where it became everyone's least favorite show. Uh-oh, we have this nice party here with all these celebrities. And then this guy, whoever he is, he brought a gun. He's hiding a gun there in his crotch. Don't shoot anyone, okay? Of Halle Berry there with John Travolta. He was in Pulp Fiction, a fine movie. Halle Berry was not in Pulp Fiction, but she was in Monsters Ball, which that's also a good movie. Looks like they're currently deep in conversation with Mr. Tom Cruise, maybe talking about shared interests or maybe shared religions. We have Tom Hanks, not dressed as Forrest Gump, as some may expect him to, but he still is sitting on the bench, because that's what Tom Hanks does. He sits on benches. Take a load off here for a moment. Hey, I happen to have a box of chocolates or something. I'm getting a little hungry here. James Gandolfini there. He's saying, forget about it. Forget about it. Oh, looks like in here we're having a cement ceremony, where that's what they call it, right? A cement ceremony, when they put their hands and feet in the cement because they're so famous. With Justin Timberlake and Beyonce. And then John Legend is going to sing a song about how great it is to have your hands and feet placed in cement. We have Governor Schwarzenegger here. He says, sorry, that's my only celebrity impersonation. And Dr. Phil here is ready to punch me in the face. He doesn't want me in here making any stupid comments about wax figures. We enter the talk show room there. There's Mr. Jimmy Kimmel, and there's Jimmy Fallon, host of the Tonight Show. Should have been Conan. Should have been Conan all along. And then Mr. Ryan Seacrest, he was the host of, was that American Idol, I believe? Seacrest out? Is that what he says? Oh, this guy here, Mr. Keanu Reeves, he brought a gun to the party too. Why are there so many guns at the party? You got Daniel Craig over there, hiding his gun there. And then Keanu with his gun. What's about to go down at this party? Mrs. Pamela Anderson. She was in a show about lifeguards called Baywatch. Here's some more smaller wax figures. These are wax dolls right here. He is a very, very happy Captain Jack Sparrow there. Then Bruce Willis here is giving me a really icy look. He's looking deep into my soul and asking me, why have I never seen Die Hard? I just never got around to it. I'll watch it eventually. See, I always wait for Christmas to watch it because everyone says it's a Christmas movie, and then I just never get around to it because Christmas is so busy. It's a vicious cycle. Okay, I've checked this out to make sure no one is in here, but this is probably one of the greatest restrooms of all time. They actually have a wax figure in here meant to scare you. And yeah, I don't think they put, yeah, but look at his face. very intense look as he urinates here. Yeah, it's a wax guy in the bathroom. That's just funny. Oh, he's making horrible urinating noises too. Here we have the evolution of Michael Jackson, from adorable singing child to world's biggest pop star to Michael Jackson. Here we have the folks from Twilight all huddled in the corner. I remember this is Jacob. No, yes, this is Jacob. And he's on Team Jacob and doesn't like Edward. And Edward is on Team Edward, and they fight over her. They fight over the girl because he's king of the werewolves and he's king of the vampires. And she's the most beautiful girl in the world, and they both want to date her. Look at me, I'm going over Niagara Falls. We have a Zoltar here, but he only takes Canadian loonies. So unfortunately, no Zoltar today. We have the Canadian Zoltar. Sorry, Zoltar. I'm an American. I don't carry loonies around. Here we enter the Star Wars room. We got the Millennium Falcon right there. We have old, gray, and sophisticated Harrison Ford there, playing Han Solo. The new Jedi Rey with her lightsaber, and then Finn. And don't you guys agree? Finn they really should have made him a Jedi. Does everyone agree? And it is sports time, heading into the sports room. But of course we are in Canada, so we gotta start with hockey. This is Wayne Gretzky. He played for a team called the Oilers, and he was great at hockey. He lived his life like he played hockey, always making goals. And here's the only sport that I follow, professional wrestling. You have The Rock here with his bulging muscles and tattoos. And you got John Cena. He's saying, "You cannot see me," as he puts his beefy hand in front of his face. And then the legend himself, Mr. Undertaker, Mark Calloway. This is Serena Williams. She's one of the best tennis players in the world, and they made a movie about her dad. And then her dad slapped Chris Rock. There's Tiger Woods there. For some reason, he's got a little booty on the end of his golf club there. Why you got a booty on your club? This little tiny room here, we have Gandhi, we have the Dalai Lama, and we have Mother Teresa. Now, these are all very revered figures, and in some ways they still are. But you know, if you look, you can find problematic things about all of them. You can find problematic things about Gandhi. You can find problematic things about the Dalai Lama, and you can find a lot of problematic things about Mother Teresa. You know, at one point, Mother Teresa, the term Mother Teresa was meant to basically mean like the greatest person possible, the most selfless person. But turns out, you know, she does have some controversy. I think it's important to remember, you know, when you put people on pedestals, that's usually a mistake, because people in the end are only people. Gandhi was a man. Dalai Lama was a man. Mother Teresa was a woman. They're all capable of doing great things, all capable of doing bad things, much like every single one of us. You can find bad things about me, you can find good things about me, and you can find good things and bad things about all these three. So I don't know, maybe we start accepting that human beings are human beings after all. But now it's time to go into the Harry Potter room. Hogwarts, enter. We have Rupert Grint and Emma Watson. She played Hermione Granger. Rupert played Ron Weasley. These were Harry Potter's best friends. Of course, Harry Potter played by Daniel Radcliffe. Daniel Radcliffe, who apparently is wearing his cloak of invisibility. Oh, we got a life mask quiz here. Who am I? Who am I? I'm gonna say, guess with me at home. I'm gonna say that's Jack Nicholas. Jack Nicholson's son. I always call him Jack Nicholas. That's a mistake I always make, but he's Jack Nicholson. I was right, that's what I meant. Who am I? Who are you? Who are you? James Dean. Oh, I should have noticed from his cool, icy expression. Who is this? Who is this? William Shatner. I don't know, does that look like Michael Myers to you? Who is this? Okay, is this? It's gotta be Arnold. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Aye. We got another wax doll there. The precursor to wax figures. Okay, let's try some more. Is this Harrison Ford, maybe? No. William Shatner, Harrison Ford. Leonard Nimoy. I don't know, I must have been unconsciously thinking Leonard Nimoy when I said William Shatner. Who is this? Elvis Presley. Marlon Brando. Who is this? This is, what's his name? The guy from Val Kilmer, I think? Jerry Lewis. Jerry Lewis. What the heck?
Meat are not into eating appetizers.
Oh my gosh, who are you? Why are you creepy?
I'll let you chew on those words of wisdom and get on with the show.
Okay, so he's inviting us to go into the Hall of Horror here. And who do we have outside? We have Saddam Hussein. Saddam Hussein. He was a very bad man, but he's now deceased. Vlad the Impaler, another bad man. He liked to impale people so much that it literally became his name. So I guess we will be brave and head into the Hall of Horror, even though Charles Manson right there, a nice wax figure of Charles Manson. So we, it says this area may be too frightening for small children. Oh my gosh, is this gonna be like jump scares in here? Oh my gosh. Oh geez, the door slammed. There's all work and no play. Make Jack a dull boy there as he hacks through there and gets ready to murder his family. What was this? Oh, there's Bela Lugosi as Dracula there. We have Frankenstein. His name tag identifies him as Boris Karloff. Then the creature, a creature from the Black Lagoon. As I'm gonna get jump scared, aren't I? World's slowest jump scare. So we have Anthony Hopkins, Hannibal Lecter. Oh, lights went off. Definitely part of modern horror. Jason Voorhees, Freddy Krueger. His name tag says his name is Robert Englund. Here we have the Mummy, another Boris Karloff creation. There's an alien egg. I know what that means. Also, there's this big sign that says Alien. And there we have Ripley. She's the hero from Alien. Imagine coming around the corner. Yes, there is the alien. Oh, don't spew acid on me. It says no TV and no beer, make Homer go crazy. No TV and no beer, make Homer go crazy. I don't know. I think you would call this no TV and no beer, make Homer something. There he is. Homer from The Shining. No TV and no beer, make Homer something. I can only imagine the true Simpsons fan who designed this as part of the Hall of Horror. Simply amazing. Oh man, I'm glad all that horror is over. You have a nice reprieve here with the Wizard of Oz characters, the Scarecrow, oh my god, Tin Man. Tin Man looks like he's got a little horror left in his eyes there. And then the Cowardly Lion. And Dorothy knows what to do when things get scary. Just click your heels together and say, there's no place like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. And here we enter the Politic Room. I'm sure people in the comment section are gonna love this. Let's see what politicians we have. We have Nelson Mandela. This is former Prime Minister of Canada, Paul Martin. Who's this gentleman sitting down? That's Ariel Sharon. He was the former Prime Minister of Israel. Then we got Bill and Hillary Clinton here. All these name tags actually say Niagara summit. I guess all these world leaders meeting at the Niagara summit. Of course, I don't think if you held a Niagara summit that Kim Jong-un would necessarily show up. Of course, it says on his name badge that he is the supreme leader. What a piece of garbage. And who's this? This is Pierre Trudeau, as a former Prime Minister of Canada. Then we have former United States President Donald Trump. We have Tony Blair here. He was the former Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. Then we have some U.S. presidents here. Barack Obama there in the middle. And then George W. Bush. And then we have his father, George H.W. Bush. Don't get that confused, because George W. Bush is the son of George H.W. Bush. You got to subtract the H from George H.W. Bush, and then you have George W. Bush. Kind of confusing, because his name is George Walker Bush. His father's name, George Herbert Walker Bush. So he basically just subtracted one of his middle names. He subtracted his name, a name, and he turned George Herbert Walker Bush into just George Walker Bush. And I don't know, it's kind of weird. Normally you don't subtract a name from your child, you add a name. Why didn't he just call him Little Georgie Jr. Bush instead of just subtracting a name? That would have been easier to keep up with. I feel like 100 years from now, little kids in history class are going to find this very confusing. They're like, wait a minute, their names are so close. And you're like, well, they're father and son. And they'll say, yeah, but they're still really close. And you're like, I know, you gotta remember. You gotta remember, one is George H.W. Bush and the other is George W. Bush. These are the ones that quit the family, right? They quit the royal family. And you have Lady Diana. She is his mother, I am pretty sure. And I guess that is the other son. These are her sons. Princess Diana, her son. That's Prince William. That is Prince Harry and his wife. And there's Prince William and his wife Catherine. They're not wearing their name tags, so it's not my fault that I didn't remember their names. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, there's two popes in the middle of the room. Pope Francis, who is the current pope. And then who's this other pope here? This is Pope John Paul. This was the pope I remember from when I was a kid. And this is the new shiny pope that they have now. They are missing the in-between pope, the pope that didn't die. And from the room of politics, we headed to the room of smashing. You see the Incredible Hulk right there, the Black Panther, Captain America, and then Thor right there, ready to smash your head with his hammer, which I believe is called Mjolnir. And from the Marvel room, we head into the DC room. We have Catwoman slinking around on the cabinet here. And there is Danny DeVito, played the Penguin, a really awesome costume, an awesome role in Batman Returns. Of course, Michael Keaton, one of the greatest Batmen of all time. And here we have Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. He's doing his little stairway dance as he dances down the stairway in his full clown makeup. And a lot of people may not agree with me, but I loved when Jim Carrey was the Riddler. I thought that was a great role for him. And from there we head into the 60s room. There we have the Star Trek characters. He's saying, "Beam us up, Scotty," which isn't it true that he never said "Beam us up, Scotty" in the entire series? Yeah, that is William Shatner as James T. Kirk, Leonard Nimoy as Mr. Spock, and this is one of their friends, Bob Hope. He says, "Thanks for the memories." I'm assuming that's probably something he would say. We have Michael Myers as Austin Powers. He's saying, "You stole my mojo." And then his arch nemesis, Dr. Evil, saying, "Throw me a frickin' bone here." And there is Austin Powers' other nemesis, a very large and angry man who shall go unnamed. We had a James Bond upstairs, but we have the OG James Bond, Mr. Sean Connery there. Looks like he is missing his gun. And we have John Lennon and Yoko Ono in bed, protesting for peace. That's what they did, right? They laid in bed until peace came. Unfortunately, I don't think it ever showed up. What does it say back there? Hair, peace, bed, peace? We have the Three Stooges. They're all saying their names. I'm Curly. I'm Mo. I'm Larry. I watched this when I was a kid, the Three Stooges, and it's good stuff. It really is good stuff. I'd actually like to go back and watch more Three Stooges and see how it holds up. It was really funny. Mo is their leader. He's an abusive to his friends. He's constantly punching and kicking his friends, and for some reason they still put up with it. They take orders from him. Curly is possibly the biggest idiot in the entire world. He's constantly abused by his very mean friend. Maybe Three Stooges was pretty dark if you think about it. There we have the Munsters here at Munster Mansion. We have Fred Gwynn, who played Herman Munster, and Al Lewis, who played Grandpa Munster. So he's hanging like a bat from up there. He is a Dracula. And then he, of course, is a Frankenstein. And the reason that they could use the Universal monsters is because Universal actually owned the Munsters, so they could use the Frankenstein similarities without being sued. So there's a Niagara Falls sign, and all the arrows just point to Ottawa. This is 530 kilometers from Ottawa. And it's all different directions. I don't get it. Am I missing something? We have I Dream of Jeannie there. Jeannie in her lamp. Barbara Eden, of course, played Jeannie. There's Ben Stiller serving as a security guard for Louie Tussauds Wax Museum. Of course, he was a security guard in the Night at the Museum movies. Imagine if they had Night at the Museum here. Imagine if all these things came to life and once it got dark. That would be a true horrifying experience. And our final figure before we go, Mr. Will Ferrell, who of course is always a funny guy. So thank you for joining me here today at Louie Tussauds Wax Museum. So thank you for joining me here today at Louie Tussauds Wax Museum here in Niagara Falls, Canada. The oldest wax museum in Niagara Falls, a city completely populated by wax museums. You can see the tightrope walker there behind me, part of Louie Tussauds Wax Museum. Thank you so much. I love this wax museum. I love checking out the different museums here in Niagara Falls, Canada. Appreciate you guys watching. If you like these videos, please subscribe. It'll let you know when new videos are coming out. I am trying to put videos out fairly regularly. I have traveled the 48 continental United States filming roadside attractions, amusement parks, museums, and haunted houses, and I continue to travel to this day. If you'd like to help support the channel, consider contributing to Patreon. $3 or more will get you a postcard once a month. Also selling a brand new enamel pin in the Etsy shop. Check that out if you're interested. It's all in the description of this video. All that helps keep this train on the tracks, this boat on the water, and this tightrope walker in the air. Until next time, my friends, this one's in the bag.